Living in the Caribbean offers a great quality of life. Many of the islands offer excellent amenities, they offer excellent year-round weather, and in the case of a number of the islands, great tax policies. Today I'm going to share with you 6 Caribbean islands that you may or may not have thought of with great tax policies. Hi, I'm Andrew Henderson. I'm the author of this book, and here at Nomad Capitalist, our team of well over 40 people, our network of global experts I've spent over a dozen years cultivating, and yours truly help 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs and investors legally go where you're treated best. Let's talk about 6 tax-friendly Caribbean islands. We're not going to be talking about places like Cuba today, where if you are a U.S. citizen, your time in Cuba not only is not very tax-friendly, but it actually doesn't even contribute towards your foreign earned income exclusion days test. So if you're an American, that would be perhaps the least tax-friendly place for you to go if you're looking to stay out of the U.S. tax net. But for anyone, American or not, let's talk about 6 tax-friendly islands. And one that we have not talked about a lot, although many people are familiar with, is the Cayman Islands. You've got Grand Cayman, and then you've got some of the smaller islands. You can purchase real estate to get residence here. On Grand Cayman, it's now well into the 7 figures worth of real estate. You can start your company in the Cayman's Special Economic Zone. We've been helping some folks in the cryptocurrency industry, people investing into crypto companies, set up their shop in the Cayman Islands. It is increasingly friendly towards that sort of thing. And so whether you want to buy a property, whether you want to start a company, that will get you access to the Cayman Islands, which historically has been very opposed to any kind of direct taxation. So you can basically live there tax-free, great quality of life. Certainly not cheap, but you're going to get some of that British influence. There is an outside chance for some people to be able to get a British overseas territories passport. And so very nice place to live, tax-free place to live. And if you're looking to establish a plan B and you have wealth to cement yourself in a tax-free country, this would be one that I would look at. The other one that I would look at is the Bahamas. Again, very little kind of direct taxation. They make money from tourism, they make money from VAT. There have been some folks who have been pushing the Bahamas, which recently came off some of the EU tax blacklists, to look at imposing some kind of minor income tax, whether on corporations or on individuals. I'm not really sure how well that would fly. However, again, make a real estate investment, relatively straightforward to get residence. You can potentially get residence for as long as your life. And so if you buy a property, $500,000, $1 million on up, you can get residence in the Bahamas, you can live there, and you can live a pretty tax-free lifestyle. Let's talk about another place up in the Northern Caribbean, one that you probably haven't heard of as much, which is the British Overseas Territory of Anguilla. Now, Anguilla put together its own tax residence program whereby you can avail of their basically zero tax island by paying $75,000 a year flat tax to live there. So similar situation to, Switzerland, for example, or Jersey. You pay one lump sum, you're allowed to live there. And unlike some of the other islands where you need to live there 6 months a year, in the case of Anguilla, you have a much more limited time on the island, so long as you promise and you put it in writing that you're not going to spend more than 6 months in any other country. And so if you establish your genuine links to Anguilla, then you can make that your tax home without having to live there full time. So definitely nice place to live, has that same BOTC vibe, but great tax-free place. I've known a number of people who have moved there. They like it. So you've got the Caymans, you've got the Bahamas, you've got Anguilla that are up in that northern and kind of western Caribbean space. Now, let's talk about some of the citizenship by investment programs. I think everyone who is successful these days, Americans are historically the most likely people to get citizenship by investment, but these days, I think other Western citizens need to strongly consider it as well, because having a residence permit and potentially living in a tax-free country, not only can you have a great lifestyle, as we discussed, especially in those 3 islands, but you're also giving yourself a great tax plan, whether it's for now or whether you just want to keep it in your back pocket and use it later. However, I think a citizenship is also a good idea. And so if we go to the Eastern Caribbean, we've got 3 islands in particular that stand out. The first being one that I've been looking at a lot more recently for some folks, which is Grenada. And so being in the Southern Caribbean, the Southeast Caribbean, closer to South America, what appeals to some folks about Grenada is you are largely out of the hurricane belt, at least much less so in it than some of the Northern Caribbean islands. And so pretty tax friendly. You've got decent policies on income tax, not entirely tax-free, don't pay us anything, but relatively decent. You've got good policies for capital gains tax. You've got a citizenship by investment program that allows you the right to live there forever, so you can, generally speaking, make a donation. I usually recommend not to do the real estate options, not to do the other options, but just make a straight donation to Grenada, $150,000 and up. And that means that you're not going to be paying any kind of annual fee or having to maintain some kind of real estate or having to maintain anything else. You're just a citizen. You can go and live there when you want. And if you're looking for a tax-friendly place in the Caribbean to go to later, maybe when you retire or you're in the process of selling a business and you just want to have it in your back pocket, this is a cheaper way to do it than investing 7 figures or high 6 figures in other places in the Caribbean. You can get your passport in Grenada. It's an alternate travel document. It's a backup plan against your current citizenship. And it's a citizenship that actually has gotten high marks from some of the Western countries. I think it's run pretty well. The real estate options down there, well, I still don't recommend them, at least are on the up and up compared to some of the other islands. Nice place to live, again, if you want to be in a little bit different part of the Caribbean. Antigua and Barbuda, tax-friendly, basically tax-free island, 2 islands. Again, Eastern Caribbean, but much further north. Becoming much more crypto-friendly. And this is a place where we have a lot of our cryptocurrency investors go. They want to get their passport, whether it's Plan A or Plan B. We're sending them to Antigua, $130,000 donation effectively for up to a family of 4. And I think one of the nicest islands to live on of the Caribbean citizenship by investment countries. And so you've got some really nice areas, mostly on the island of Antigua, which is by far the most populated island. You've got some nice harbors. You've got some, places to put your boat. You've definitely got, I think, a place that's more livable than a lot of the other islands that have residence and citizenship programs. The other island that offers citizenship by investment that is further north in that same part of the Caribbean is St. Kitts and Nevis. I think Nevis appeals to me perhaps more than the island of St. Kitts, which has, historically had a few blemishes on its record. Great citizenship program, $150,000. They had a deal for a family of 4. Generally speaking, it's $150,000 for a single. They are more what they call the platinum brand. But I think the island of Nevis, we saw the actor John Cleese moved to Nevis and say he just loved living there. And they've got very, beautiful scenery there. They've got a nice 4 seasons. And they've also got in St. Kitts and Nevis very attractive corporate and trust structuring. So for asset holding companies, asset protection, Nevis is not a bad place to go. Now, if you're living in Nevis, probably not what's going to work for you. But lots of opportunities for financial privacy, asset protection in St. Kitts and Nevis. You can get the citizenship in a matter of months. And I think if you want a slower paced lifestyle, Nevis, very tax-friendly, tax-free place to live in the Caribbean. So you've got, the case of Antigua and St. Kitts, a couple different islands to choose from. Same with the Caymans. Those are 6 different tax-friendly jurisdictions in the Caribbean. If there's one that you like better than the other, if you think there's one that I should have mentioned or talked more about, leave a comment below. I want to hear your feedback of your time in the Caribbean, where you'd like to live, what considerations you think are important. I'm seeing a lot more people looking for that tropical lifestyle. And I think as some countries around the world start to raise their taxes, going to a place that's already tax-free, not relying on tax exemptions, not relying on territorial tax. I still think those places can be great, but having a tax-free place in your back pocket or as your active place of residence may not be the worst idea, and can definitely be a great lifestyle decision if you want to live at the beach. How can Nomad Capitalist help you? 4 ways. Number 1, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to make sure you get our new video every day. Number 2, get a copy of Nomad Capitalist, the book. You'll learn a lot of my personal experiences over a dozen years of studying this stuff, as well as exactly some of the strategies that you can use to build your Nomad Capitalist plan. Number 3, if you're not sure where to start, but you want to come and learn from my team and I, you want to come and mingle with like-minded people, learn more about our live conference, Nomad Capitalist Live. It's coming up soon. And number 4, if you want some help right now because you've got a burning issue, you need something solved, you want to lower your taxes, get a second passport, or build the Nomad Capitalist lifestyle of your dreams, go to nomadcapitalist.com and click on Become a Client.